I'm Jeff Gregg. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. In therapy, you learn why you do what you do and how to change it. That can be from how you communicate, to how you love, to how you're attached to other people. But often, there's something we're hooked up to that's making that difficult. In therapy, you gain the tools to correct those things. I spent over 3 decades in the music business. I thought that was going to be my career. Thought that's how I would end my career. But that was not the plan. About halfway through my own therapy journey, my therapist said to me one day, "Have you ever thought about being a therapist?" And I kind of blew it off. And then later in the session, I said, "Why did you say that?" And she said, "Jeff, most people don't work as hard as you do. Most people don't read all the books and do all the homework that I tell them to do." She said, "I think you'd be a good therapist." And I blew it off. But as God often does, He takes a seed and He doesn't let go of it. So I became a therapist because I wanted other people to gain the tools that I received through my own therapy journey. I became a talent agent because I was not a very talented musician, and I was the one in the band that would call the venues to book the shows. And so that's why they kept me in the band. But because of that, I started getting other clients. And what I have realized since becoming a therapist, that's the career picking you. And when I decided to go back to school to become a therapist, that was the first time that I decided what my path was going to be. And I've found since becoming a therapist that 90% of the people that are in their current career, that career picked them. And they're often unhappy, frustrated, they feel stuck, they don't feel appreciated. So I have a unique passion for working with that client base. We figure out what their true desires are, and I work with them to figure out what those steps may be. Is it you go to trade school? Is it you go shadow someone that does that? Or, like in my case, do you have to go back to school? But often there's steps you have to take to figure that out. I use the word experiment a lot in my therapy that I do with my clients, and I encourage people to look at therapy much from that same viewpoint. Take a chance, experiment. I also tell them that finding a therapist is just like dating. You may not like the first person. I encourage you to talk to that therapist on the phone, have very specific questions that you want to ask them. Maybe it's their approach or how long you think you'll have to go. The outcome of the therapy sessions are determined by your connection with that therapist. So date. I work with individuals, couples, and families. Most of us, whether it's the family we grow up in or the job that we have, we're told what we do wrong. And those words often stick in our brain. So I work from a strength-based approach. What are you good at? What makes you a good employee? What makes you a good partner? We start there, and then we work to change those cognitive distortions that have often been planted in your head by what people have told you. And yes, we have to focus on that problem and figure out how we're going to correct it or overcome that problem. But you got to celebrate the victories, and you got to look for the positive, where we're looking for the good things to celebrate, not just the bad things every time you come to a session. Because if you're always focused on the negative, what's going to happen? You're going to be negative.